So just as Bruce Buffer would say right before the main event, it's like it's time. So right at that moment, your heart is racing, your palms are shaking, your eyes are glued to the screen and focused because you're about to watch a spectacular display of violence. Tonight is not violence for me. It's professing my love for you.
Hey guys, welcome back to Hello Younger. Me, it's Chika here again, and today's video is a major life update. I got engaged. Yeah, it's been a while. It's since February. Since then, we've gotten traditionally married. We've moved, or I have moved states. So this is long overdue. But let's dive in. So we met about 8 years ago in college. On a Sunday morning, the first Sunday of, if not even the first Sunday of school, the Sunday before classes started in Georgia Southern University, and I was walking to church. I was just on my merry way to church. It was an 8 a.m. mass, so the school was very quiet, drop dead, quiet, like silence. And my first time in America, not my first time in America, my first time in school in America, like living in the US. So walking to church, it was a short walk from my dorm, and I heard footsteps behind me, like someone is marching. I say, I'm in the army of the Lord. So I was trying, when you start to like, not be as if I'm looking, but let me know my safety. So I saw a young man walking up, and his pace was increasing. I say, what do I know here? God. So I started kind of walking a bit faster, just in case. And we were coming upon a traffic light where we had to stop and wait for cars. And so I had to like slow down eventually because I had to wait for the cars to pass. And then he caught up to me, and I don't remember how we started talking, but I think he mentioned something about me being Nigerian, and we just started, talking about something, or like our experiences. Oh, are you new here? That kind of thing. And I found out he was going to the same church, so we walked together to church, and ever since that Sunday, so the next week, I had gotten a car, and so every Sunday after that, we rode together to church, and then we would go to eat at the cafeteria together, and then go and do our assignments separately. And so we did that I was in that school for a year. For like a year, we did that even throughout summer. And then after the year ended, transferred to Baylor University in Texas, and he transferred to Georgia Tech. And we still kept in touch thanks to Amazon. So we are Catholics, and we were trying to dive into our faith deeper, right? Study more, theology, basically. And so I ordered a book called I'm looking at the book right now. I can't remember the name. I'll put it in the video, but it was by Trent Horn, and I ordered it from Amazon, and they sent me 2 copies. I was like, oof. I called them like, I don't really need this book, like they didn't charge me. They just sent me 2 copies by accident, and I was like, okay. I called them, and they're like, oh, it's fine, that I can keep it if I want, or to return it back. I was like, I can't keep. I said, which country am I? It was so weird. Like you sent me free book, you didn't charge me. I can keep it. So I said, okay. From all the people I knew in my life, I said there's only one person that will not throw this book away. Let me give it to Gideon. Right? So I asked him, oh, do you want this free book by Trent Horn? And he was like, yeah. Okay. So I shipped it to him, and the context is that after we both left to do different schools, we kept in touch. Like we used to talk, maybe text every other day, and then we started talking every other day, and we started talking every single day. So like we were very, very good friends. Like we just very good company, right? Very was myself. So when we got this book, and he was like, you know what, why don't we do a book study? Take notes, boys. And so the plan was that we'd read a chapter every week, and then I think, yeah, every week, and then the weekend we would via Skype. Skype those days, via Skype we would have like a video call where we talked about it, what we learned, you know, questions we had, things like that. And so yeah, so that was like our thing every, I think, Saturday evenings, after, you know, you study in the morning, then the evening you get home, have dinner, and then we'll just be on Skype like talking for like 2 hours, laughing. It was such a good time, and it was so nice. I had a couple of close friends, but I hadn't had one where I was so myself. Like I could talk about anything with, right? At that point, most things you're still getting to know yourself, you know, something like, but most things I could talk about it with him. It was always a good time. Like we were always laughing, and also, let me not go too deep if I cry. But he was a friend I had never had, because he always thought the best of me, which I wasn't used to. Like, oh no, you can do it. Like it was always an encouraging word, as if he saw me differently than every other person. So I was very open to him. So in 2017, of July 2017, I can't forget, it was my niece's birth year. One of my nieces, we're having this conversation where I was very vulnerable, and yeah, and during the conversation he you know asked me out, and then we were official in that moment, or moving forward. And then what happened? Okay, yeah, and then we were dating, and he was in Georgia, I was in Texas. So yeah, and we ended up dating for 5 years, long distance. Don't be say that is next state, long distance. So sometimes we had like time differences, because I was in the Caribbean for a couple of months. So yeah, it was a lot of talking, a lot of communication. We learned so much about communication, about patience. It was, anyways, 5 years later, one of my friends, Timmy Tokwe, Thames baby, she was having a birthday party, and she wanted to have like a destination birthday celebration, and so she picked New Orleans, Louisiana. And so the plan was to fly there with a couple of other friends, and you stay in an Airbnb, and explore the city, go to Bourbon Street. I didn't say anything. Go to Bourbon Street. And so yeah, so I was gonna go with Gideon too as well, and so he lived in Oregon, long distance, and I was in Texas, so we flew differently. We got there. The first day was okay. I mean, I don't want to bore you, but it was a really, really good time. Airbnb was nice. Good vibes. The week we went there was the beginning of Lent in the Catholic Church. So Ash Wednesday, we were there during Ash Wednesday. And so the day before, was it Ash Wednesday? Yeah, so Ash Wednesday, we fast usually. So we eat like 1 meal a day and then snacks. So I remember vividly because I was so hungry. And that day we biked around the city. And so the plan that day in my head was to go have dinner. She wanted like a dinner party on that Wednesday. So before I even left Texas, she kept on telling me, bring a dress, so you better bring a dress. I said, I want to wear jeans now. What's up? You better go and do your nails. I'm like, what? In fact, one of my friends, Sebi, called me and made me show her my nails, because she knows me that I'm not gonna do my nails now. And even they seem as if they want it to be perfect for Timmy Tokwe, like let everything be on. I'm like, okay, fine. So did my nails, got a dress, got shoes, and then the after the back around the city in New Orleans, and then we all came back to the Airbnb. There was no lights. Apparently, there was like an outage, and so because Gideon and I, we had plans before the dinner to go to to watch a movie. So we were able to take a shower before every other person and just like jump out of the house. And so went to the cinema place. It was right next to the restaurant for dinner. And so we got to the cinema, watched it, and even before we left, I was like, something is not adding up. Because he had like a brand new jacket, had brand new glasses. His shoes were like, he really removed the shoe from the box. I think I don't know if it was he brought the box. But I was like, do you know Temi Tokwe before? It's not my friend. Like, why are you so invested in this? I say, you be like, say something's going on. I was like, okay, I said, let me know. Let me know what's going on. So when we were done with the movie, right, I was now using style to hit his pocket, his pants pocket. See, there's a box there. Maybe who could know? So I was using style to hit it. I didn't feel anything. I said, oh wow. I said, okay, that's fine. And then I was now cold, right? I asked him for his jacket. I didn't know that the ring was in his jacket. He told me after. So he had to find a way to maneuver the ring while I was watching him into his pockets. So anyway, I got his jacket because we were waiting for the dinner reservation. So then we went to the restaurant, and then we were waiting for everybody. I remember this because I was so hungry. Remember we fasted that day. So like, you know when you get to the point of hunger where you start feeling pain, like pain. I guess I was drinking water at the bar because they couldn't seat us before our whole party arrived. And so we were waiting for a while, and then they finally got there, and they were looking as if they were doing work. I was like, are you guys okay? They're like, oh yeah, we're fine. I said, okay. And they looked okay, but like, I was like, they were quiet. I was like, the friends that I know. So anyway, I was so hungry to pursue that. So we came, we sat down, ordered food and everything. And so I was like, something was like, maybe he wants to propose, maybe. So I said, maybe he'll do it at the appetizer level. I said, we didn't see. Appetizer passed, main meal came. Maybe it's right at the main meal. We finished main with a packed plate. I said, oh well. So I wasn't too bothered because I was at a point in my life where I was focused on what God wants to use me for in my singleness, right? So like, oh, okay, I know I always wanted to get married when I was 25, but like, it's not like, oh, it has to be. But I was like, would be nice to, start that phase of my life early, grow with somebody. But I wasn't too like I wasn't too like I was like, okay, well, I never know, maybe whenever. So yeah, they cleared the plates, and it's like, so okay, that's fine. And then they were usually paying. We were paying the bill and everything, and then my friend Temi Tokwe, her boyfriend, wanted to make a speech and he was making a speech to thank everybody for coming. And I was like, oh, that's so nice, because Gideon was on my right and they were on my left. So I was looking, I was like, oh, so cute. Oh. And so as he was done, Gideon to my right now said, oh, I have something to say. I was like, do you know her before? What do you want to say on her birthday? And I was really like, I saw Oga don't pull her phone. I say, yeah. Yeah. As he pulled out the phone, all my friends just stood up in unison. They now put out their own phone looking at me. I was like, oh, okay. And I don't like cameras, but I don't like when attention is only on me. I didn't know how to contain myself. So I was like, oh, everybody was standing and looking at me, and I wish I had someone just to hold their hand, like just just take more some energy from me and dissipate it out, you know. And so I was man was like this, like I was like, oh my gosh, breathe, calm down. And the restaurant was like, oh, people around us in the restaurant were like, oh my god, oh my, I'm like, no, stop shouting, that's a lot. So we had this beautiful, oh my god, beautiful speech. I couldn't really hear everything because I was trying to calm myself down, but I went back and I took a bit from his phone and I read his speech, and it was, oh my god. Anyways, so he gave his beautiful speech, and I was like, oh my god. And then, you know, I was like, I won't cry. I won't cry. Oh, like cry. I can't cry. And then when he finished, and then he asked me the question, you know, and he opened the ring box, and there was some money, and I was looking at him into his eyes, and it was as if in that moment I could feel the 5 years of long distance and all our ups and downs and the beautiful moments, and I could see that in front of me, right? And I was like, man, we've been on a journey, like, excuse you. We've been on a journey, and just to see it not end, or to see it transition, and also like the intentionality behind it. I know he's not really someone that likes stress on all this plan, so for him to have done all these things, I just felt myself. And I said, I'm not crying. But yeah, I was you know when you cry, so oh, it was so beautiful. And yeah, we got up, and that was not the only thing. My friend's boyfriend, Confidence, also a photographer, so I'll leave his hand because the pictures were. So the restaurant we were in was inside a hotel that had a beautiful lobby, very beautiful scenery, and so the plan was after the proposal, we're gonna go with Confidence and take pictures for our engagement pictures inside the lobby. That was such a smart thing to do because it was so nice. So after that, you know, we went to take 2 pictures, and I was just like, oh my god. And yeah, then we're going home to the Airbnb, and all of a sudden Confidence kept saying, because the couple was in front of me. I was like, won't you come to the back and let the couple go forward? I was like, what was the big deal? It's not Airbnb. No, are we not all going inside the same place? What was the big deal? So apparently when we started approaching the door of the Airbnb, I saw that something green is dropping from the ceiling. Was that here before we left? Maybe they put it up after we went to go to watch the movie, like earlier on. And I opened the door. I had surprise. I'm like, this is too much. You're like, wow, you're like killing it. Apparently they put up balloons. They had our pictures in a collage. They had champagne or one of them, and we were playing music. So we literally dancing in. It was, oh my god. But it was nice. I was in awe. I was so thankful. And some people on the trip, I just met them that trip. So for this effort, while we were waiting for them at the restaurant, they were setting this up in the dark because there was no lights. In the dark, with cold water, no hot water to bath, and I was like, oh my, I was so grateful. If you guys are watching this, call me any day, okay. But I'm also thankful to them, and Gideon, of course. That day, I was just look at me like this. So you like me like this? Wow, okay. But yeah, that's the story of our proposal.